What's going on, everybody? Connor Fields back again with another race recap. I've got great feedback on these from you guys, so I'm going to keep them going. We've got some special guests coming up next week with some other people that are going to be jumping on, recapping races with me. So it should be cool. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And hope you're all staying safe out there at home. And let's get straight into the racing. So today we're going to be talking about a really unique race that there really hasn't been anything like it really before or since. It's the Red Bull Revolution race that happened in Berlin, Germany, and there's 2 years of it. There was 2012 and there was 2013. And this year we're going to be talking about the year that I went, which was 2013. And the race was cool. There was, no UCI points. There was not a series. It was really low pressure, and it was all about having fun and putting on a show for the fans. And it was just really kind of different to go to a race. Normally, if it's a World Cup, you're working on UCI points. You got your country relying on you. Or if you're at an USA BMX race, or if you're at a European round, there's a lot of moving parts and a little bit more pressure. But this race was all about fun. It was really cool. And it was also the craziest track that we've ever ridden. So we'll go ahead and get started with it. So right here you're seeing the start list for the final. And what might be a little bit weird is that there's only 6 names. They actually shut off lanes 1 and lane 8. So there was only 6 people in the gate per race. So that meant like the quarters and then the semis and stuff, they qualified 3, which was the weirdest thing, being in 3rd place and being on the bubble. So we got Renato Rezende here. And you notice everybody as you look across the gate, everybody's having fun. It's a totally different vibe than a World Cup. We're all excited. I'm doing dance moves. It's horrible, I know. Shouting out Las Vegas, the hometown. Normally when I'm in the gate at a World Cup, I'm not dancing. So you can tell what a different vibe it was here. Vincent Pelluard sending some love. This is back when he was still racing for France. For those who don't know, he married Mariana Payon and now lives and races from Colombia. Speaking of Colombia, Carlos Ramirez next to him in gate number 4, which was actually like gate number 3. So Carlos Ramirez, the little magician in the gate right now. Next to him, Twan Van Gent. He actually won this race the year before. He was the champion in 2012. I'm sure it helped him eventually land his Red Bull deal, which he's still with them today. I guess he had a hurt pinky or something. And in lane number 2, but lane number 1, Joris today, which is kind of funny to see someone running the number 9 here. The number 9 doesn't exist in UCI. If 1 through 8 is for the World Championship main event finishers, and number 10 to 999 is career numbers, at this point in time, Joris hadn't yet chosen his 33 career number, so he ran the number 9. So it's the one time you will ever see the number 9. One really crazy thing that you'll see at this race, obviously the number of fans in the background was huge. It was crazy. It was really loud. The vibe was amazing. But they told the crowd to start making noise before the gate dropped. So as the cadence is going, the crowd is starting to yell. And it's different because normally at a race, it's dead quiet. You're locked in and you're not even hearing anything during the cadence. But here, as you hear it,
let him start. Driver is ready. Watch the gate.
It's getting louder as the gate drops, which was kind of crazy to deal with. And I remember being in the gate like, whoa, what is going on?
Let him start. Driver is ready. Watch the gate.
The gate is down, and it looks like it is Connor Fields, your call, and Twan Van Gent. They are battling it down. But Connor Fields.
So as the gate gets ready to go down here, in lane 6, I had an amazing start. I've been struggling a little bit throughout this day, but I got everything out here in this final. And look at this first jump. The crazy thing about this first jump is that there was literally not a single possible way you could roll it. You either had to jump it or you were going down. And that was the scariest thing when you were coming out of the gate. If you unclip, if something goes wrong, there was no kind of back out plan. So thankfully, as a unit of riders, we all kind of looked out for each other. And as you can see as we go over this first jump, for the most part, everybody went pretty straight to give everybody a bit of safety. And then when you landed on this first jump, it was basically another starting hill off the back of it. And this tabletop was huge. I mean, look at the size of this jump compared to the riders. This thing was massive. It was multiple shipping containers long. And I just remember it was so tall that when you looked at it, you couldn't see anything above the lip. Also, notice how many fans there are. It was just the coolest event. That's the size of this jump. It's huge. So as the race gets going, as we pause it on this tabletop, I'm in the lead here. Twan's up the inside. Vincent Pelluard is shot pretty high here. Did a bit of a leg lock, but it ends up helping him in the long run, and you'll see why. Joris makes a bit of a mistake. He's ended up manualing, trying to tuck on the inside because he was on the inside. He won a semi. He's still in a good position here. And now we get to this roller, and as we get this roller, we run into some problems. If you notice, the track is starting to dogleg, meaning that everybody's starting to come together, and this is the first time throughout the whole race that we've come close. Combine that with the fact that we're running over a 6-foot tall, 7-foot tall roller, which is something we've never done before, and you're going to be dealt with some problems. And there's the problem. Twan goes down and ends up taking out Joris and Carlos in the fray, so we don't really get a good chance to race because of all that. So it looks to me like Twan just went a little bit far off of the roller, kind of lost his balance a little bit, went down. There was absolutely nothing that Carlos or Joris could have done in that scenario, and they just kind of get stuck there. As we exit this first turn here, this step up is the craziest jump I've ever done in my life. It's probably the most afraid I've ever been to hit a jump. I remember looking at it in practice like, what were they thinking? And I struggled with it all night. In the semifinal, actually, Vincent Pelluard passed me by jumping lower over it. I was just so against casing it. I did not want to come up short. I was happy to go 10 feet long. Did not want to case it. And so I struggled with this all night. And this is something I was really worried about as I exited the first turn, trying to make sure I stayed low and got some backside. Because Vincent, as you can see on this out of this first turn, Vincent is doing a really good job over it. He absorbs it well and gets great backside. Got through it. And the next jump, the GoPro jump, that thing was like a quarter pipe. Like you just come at it, a huge quarter pipe, sent you to the moon. Video does no justice to how big these jumps are. And then this section was super weird because you were turning and jumping at the same time. And you notice you jump over a second track. It was a different track that we had taken on some of the laps, but this was the one that we hit in the main. So Vincent out in third, he throws some really cool style here, and it really shows just how much you're turning while you're jumping this jump into this turn. And now this section here, the wooden rollers, was the weirdest section I can ever remember kind of going through because of the fact that it was wood. It wasn't smooth. The transitions were awkward, and there wasn't really like a line you could do. You could manual it, but it was weird. There was a few people crashing in there. So you just had to start pumping. Like, you know, how many races in Elite Men do you see the pros just pumping through rollers? It was the weirdest thing. And then it was a wooden last turn under the first jump. Again, only time I can ever remember riding in wood. And then the finish line was before the last jump, which is, again, something you'd never see.
Resende from Brazil in that second place spot, but it's going to be Chase Bicycles from the United States of America doing a funky one-hander over the finish line.
My horrible one-hander, I was excited. That's why I'm not in the X Games. Renato in second and Vincent in third. But no, it was a really cool event. As you see, after it's done, everybody's high-fiving and having a good time, and everybody was relaxed. And, you know, it'd be cool to have more events that were laid back like this in the future. It was just something totally different, totally unique. And everybody went to the party together afterwards, and everybody was having a good time. And, yeah, it was just a really unique, really fun event. It was the craziest track we've ever ridden. Probably the most afraid I've ever been as I went up to hit jumps for the first time. But it was a good memory. This is a race that I'll always remember, and I'll always remember having a good time at. And who knows, maybe one day we'll get to do something else on a crazy track like this. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Would you want to see a race on a track like this, or do you guys like the normal stuff better? Let me know. Also, if you have any other ideas for some other events that you want me to do the recap on, I've got some more planned. I'm going to have some special guests planned. Comment below. Let me know some races. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, everyone's ready. Watch the gate.
It looks like it is Connor Fields, your call, and Twan Von Gent. They are battling it down, but Connor Fields has the lead. He gets that first jump perfect, soaks up that roller fine, and a little bit of a crash right now is going to keep him out front if things go his way. But Connor Fields gets over that jump. Resende's in that second place spot, and it looks like it's going to be Pelluard in third. But right now, Connor Fields from the United States of America has that lead here at the R.Evolution 2013. He's got his way through the jump line, and right now things are going his way. He's just got one more turn to go around. Resende from Brazil in that second place spot, but it's going to be Chase Bicycles from the United States of America doing a funky one-hander over the finish line. Connor Fields with the win over Renato Resende and Vincent Pelliward.